and neutral on this legislation. Now, that was never due to the intent of the legislation. Obviously, our whole goal as an organization and as a movement is to end abortion, to recognize that life begins at conception. But because of the way the courts looked, we didn't want to send them something that was just going to get shut down. So now that we see that we have two new Supreme Court justices that Trump has appointed and are now sitting on the Supreme Court, we believe that now is the time for this legislation, and we are so excited to be joining so many other pro-life organizations in getting this bill across the finish line. And we are going to get today to see that happen. One part of that process happen, so we're so excited for that. Now, some information about this bill. This legislation would protect, will prohibit an abortion when a human heartbeat can be detected. Some slight changes were made last year that this would be an abdominal ultrasound or whatever is best medical practices that to detect that heartbeat. And an abdominal ultrasound, from what we've been looking at, is usually between 8 to 12 weeks, depending on the woman that the heartbeat can be detected. Now, the only exception that this bill would allow for is if the life of the mother is in jeopardy, and that is a very, very infinitesimally small amount of pregnancies that actually have that issue. The really exciting thing is that a recent Marist poll found that 80% of Americans want to limit to abortion to no later than 3 months of pregnancy, which is 12 weeks. The majority of Americans. This is something that even recently, January, this poll found it at 75%. It jumped to 80%, 5 percentage points in 1 month. This is really encouraging news as we look at the landscape of not only Ohio, but America. We are truly recognizing life earlier and earlier as Americans, that life begins at conception. I think that is coming, that is something that more and more people are recognizing. Even if they're not quite all the way there yet, we as Americans are coming together. So what I want to encourage you is, sometimes the naysayers are loud, but they are few. We had a protest recently where we protested Sherrod Brown's no vote on the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act, and we were counter-protested. We were not disheartened, but they are loud sometimes. And so what we just want to remind you is that it is, perception is not always reality. There is a majority of Americans who are indeed pro-life and want to protect life just in the same way the heartbeat bill does.